Hi guys, it is the Voodoo Doll from Noir Grimoire, and today I want to talk to you about metaphorical suicide and cognitive dissonance. Those are the two biggest things that you're going to need to understand, attack, and accomplish when you're working in magic. If you want to be successful in any magical realm, you're going to have to kill yourself metaphorically. You're going to have to kill every single thing that you've ever held dear to you, all the beliefs. You have to get rid of that and really submerge yourself into the new realm. It's particularly important for those of us that were raised Christian or Mormon, Amish, whatever it is. If you have any sort of dogma, you're going to have to kill that in yourself, because it is not going to allow you to move forward. Every time you try to move forward magically, that religion, that dogma is going to pull you back 10 steps. You have got to learn how to kill everything about yourself that you thought you were or you were told to be. A lot of us are told that you're Christian, you're Baptist, you're Catholic. We don't choose our religion most times. It's something that's given to us, just like our names. So when we get older, we kind of don't challenge those things because it's the only thing we've ever known. It's our entire identity. When I started breaking into magic, it was something that was always in me. It was something I was always capable of doing, always had abilities, I've always had experiences, but I had cognitive dissonance. And what that is when something conflicts with your beliefs, we try to explain it away. It makes us uncomfortable. So instead of attacking the actual discomfort, we attack the new information. We attack the idea. We explain it away. When things were happening to me as a child and I would hear voices that were so loud it would make my ears hurt, my physical ears would hurt. You know, my mother would say, you have an ear infection. You have an ear infection. Or, you know, you're sucking your thumb, or whatever it is. It wasn't that. What I was experiencing was in the spiritual, non-physical realm. Body pains and things that were manifesting in me as a child from what I was experiencing spiritually and from the things that could not be seen. It's very easy to just explain those things away. A lot of us, a lot of people, should I say, are diagnosed with schizophrenic or bipolar. I'm not saying bipolarity and schizophrenia are not real, but I am saying if you open your mind and you start thinking about the things that are attributed to schizophrenia, a lot of these people are not schizophrenic. They have abilities. They have abilities. They really are hearing voices. They are hearing voices, and they're telling them to do things. They have a frequency that they are able to tap into, and they can't turn it off. So instead of delving more into the magical realm and reading more about what it means to be a medium, what it means to be clairvoyant or telepathic, they go to the doctor, and the doctor says you're schizophrenic and you need medication for the rest of your life. Go ahead and take this. So we really have to metaphorically kill ourselves and reject everything that we've been told when we go on this magical path, or you're not going to make it. You can't hold on to your old self. Cognitive dissonance will keep you from believing someone when they're telling you something of the utmost importance. We see this all the time in the Catholic Church when the children were saying they were being raped or molested by these priests, and people say, oh no, he's such a good person, you know, he goes to church every day on Sunday. What the hell does going to church every day on Sunday have to do with the fact that this person has been accused of rape? But people, they push it out of their head. It's cognitive dissonance. That's the best example I can give of cognitive dissonance, is when the information is so traumatic or so horrible, it keeps us from processing it. So we reject it, reject the person that's trying to give it to us. We attack them. We become angry sometimes, argumentative, maybe even physically violent, and we just want out of that situation. So I'm challenging you to challenge yourself. If you are new to magic and you're wanting to learn how to work with demons, a lot of you ask me all the time, well, how do I learn how to work with demons? You just start reading about them. You start reading about them. I have plenty of videos in there of how to cultivate relationships with demons, but a lot of you are scared. Oh, well, what if they want my soul? What if they want that? If you have that in your head, you're never going to move forward. So I would challenge you to write down your fears. If your fears are that a demon wants your soul and that they're going to send you to hell if you ask them for something, then try to find information that helps you ease that fear. If your fear is, do demons want your soul, then, Google that. I don't know, I've never Googled it, but Google that. Start reading exactly what a demon is. I keep telling you, a demon is a soul. They don't want your soul, they are a soul. So start doing your own research. I had to do my own as well. I had to sit here and realize that nothing about my life was what I had chosen. I didn't choose my name. I didn't choose what I was told to believe religiously. I didn't choose to believe in Jesus. These are things that were told to me. So when I got to a certain age, I kind of had a break and I said, I'm done with that. I'm killing myself. And I told my boyfriend at the time, he said, what the fuck do you mean you're killing yourself? And I said, metaphorically, I'm killing myself. I'm murdering everything that I was, and I'm starting in darkness and the liminal space where Hecate resides, the liminal space. I'm starting over. I am going to decide what I believe. So I started researching Jesus. I had never read the Bible, and I will probably never read the Bible in its entirety, but I started picking through things that I have been told. I started really delving into what this Christian religion is about. If you see my shirt, it says, religion makes me gag. That is the conclusion that I came to, is that religion makes me gag. I think it is the most divisive, most destructive, most disgusting thing on the planet. Does it unite? Sure, yeah, it does unite, but there has been more rape and murder done in the name of Christ than there ever has been done by any black gang member. Any felon in prison on death row has not raped and murdered more people than Christianity. It's not possible. It's the biggest gang on the planet. Christianity, cult, gang, whatever you want to call it. So that's not for me. So I started looking into things that I was interested in. I've always been interested in demons and have been studying them since I was 14 years old. I used to go to the library and look at everything that they had in the little tiny section in Ohio where I'm from, in the library, maybe 4 books in that section, and I read them all and figured out, the demons' names. I learned about the Goetia, and that's at 14, that's what I was interested in. And then again in my 30s, it popped up and I said, let me start researching this and diving into it. If I had not gotten over that fear and was willing to just disassociate, then I would have never been to where I am now. You cannot teeter-totter on the edge. Read something about a demon and then go run to Jesus and pray at the end of the day after what you've read. You have to be willing to completely kill that part of yourself. No running back to Jesus, no doing any of that. Figuring out what it is that grounds you. If you're the only thing that could ground you is Jesus, then try to go 7 days without praying to Jesus. Try to figure out what it is that centers you. You need to center you. Nothing outside of you can center you. Nothing outside of you is going to be able to protect you. You have all of the power. And I keep telling you this, when you pray, it is a misdiagnosed manifestation. People are praying to an external being, and when it happens, they say, Jesus answered my prayers. Really, it was the power of manifestation, the power of the laws of attraction. You vibrated so hard on that frequency that you attracted what you wanted to happen like a magnet, and then you take that beautiful manifestation and you hand it over to a person you've never met called Jesus. I think that is the most asinine thing. It keeps you weak, and it keeps you going outside of yourself and asking something outside of yourself for what you can do on your own. When you start manifesting things, you start adding power and gaining power to your life, and you will start manifesting things that you've been praying for. I prayed for things for 20 years, and as soon as I started manifesting, I had it in 6 months. Started doing magic for it, I had it in 6-7 months. So you really need to kill yourself and kill the way that you have been doing things. If Jesus is your addiction, then cut that addiction off and figure out other ways to find peace. Meditate. Do yoga. If you need something that that's comforting to you and you don't know where to find comfort or peace, read a book. I don't know exactly what your peace is going to be, but if it's always running to Jesus, every time something happens, run to Jesus, try to figure out a way to not run to Jesus for 5 days and figure out other ways to handle that stress and the need for comfort and the need for solace, and figure it out, at a different, internally, not externally. Cognitive dissonance. When you come across information that you cannot accept, such as me telling you that demons don't want your soul, they are a soul, and you can't accept that. You said, whatever, demons, they want your soul. Stop and write it down. Write down exactly what it is. You'll feel your body when you do it. When somebody tells you something, you're like, what the fuck ever. That's cognitive dissonance. Now, I'm not saying, oh, pigs fly. Like, that's whatever. But if somebody's telling you something like, demons are a soul and they don't want your soul, if you don't know that for a fact and you haven't researched it and you're saying, oh, but the Bible says, and I challenge you at that millisecond, stop, write down what challenged you. Today, Voodoo said that demons don't want your soul, they have a soul. So write that down. Write down your reaction. I was appalled that she would say something like that. It's obviously not true. How do you know that? So I want you to research then for yourself, demons, souls. Research it for yourself and challenge yourself to accept what you're reading. Now that's harder to prove because that's more of faith-based. But if someone is telling you a fact, like a fact, like it's been proven, there are so many things that have been proven, like somebody has raped someone and they have the semen sample and the person said that was planted. They can't accept it. They cannot accept it that their favorite celebrity is a piece of trash. Write down every time you experience cognitive dissonance. Tom Hanks is a big one that's trending right now. Technical difficulties, we're back. So write down what challenges your cognitive dissonance. When somebody gives you information and you can't accept it, I challenge you to write it down and then research it on your own. Just like Pizzagate, that's another good one that has a lot of facts written, a lot of facts. Oh, it's just conspiracy. Like, have you looked into it? And then try to process and write down 5 reasons why I cannot accept this. So write down the conspiracy that caused the cognitive dissonance, Pizzagate. Why can I not accept it? And write down 5 things. The name is ridiculous. Why would politicians rape children? Obama's a saint. Hillary Clinton has children and she wanted to be president. Number 5, why would a pizza parlor have child pornography in and on the walls? That's bullshit, they're lying. So you have your 5 things that will not allow you to accept it. And then start researching. And you'll research and you'll see the facts. Now, it may not change all of your cognitive dissonance, but when you start researching it, that holy shit, that pizza parlor really did have child pornography on the wall and it was labeled art. Holy crap, those emails really leaked and the emails sounded pretty shady. You can't really see what's going on because it's coded, but when I looked up, the codes for pedophilia, I realized that this pizza means girl and this means boy. Start researching it. You may not completely change your whole entire view, but that is one example and an example for the method of how you get over cognitive dissonance. What set me off and activated the dissonance? Why can I not accept this? And then research the facts and write as many facts about it as you can. And when you find the facts, accept them. Fight through your cognitive dissonance because it'll start to flare up again. Oh, no, well, I don't trust CNN and I don't trust Fox News. That's fine. You don't have to trust that, but you can trust the fact that these emails were indicted in a court of law and used against these people. So those are facts. And if you keep trying to say, oh, well, and keep trying to push it off, you will never, ever, ever be able to accept the truth of magic. You won't be able to. Magic is not for you then. If you can't fight through your cognitive dissonance, you will never be able to accept the truth of magic. Because what's going to happen is when you start doing magic and you start manifesting these things and you realize that you're manifesting faster on your own than you ever did going to church, tithing, and praying, you're going to have to process that maybe what you've been taught about religion is a lie and power in God is a lie and that you are a God. You have to start processing that. And then you have to start fighting the battles that why can't I accept Godhood? Why can't I accept that possibly the Bible's a lie and it's not a factual book? Were we there? But a lot of people cannot accept that the Bible could possibly be a work of fiction or exaggerated. Their cognitive dissonance will not allow them to accept that and it keeps them weak, and that's the point. Cognitive dissonance itself is a spell. It's to keep you weak. It's to keep you disconnected from the truth of who you are and your real power. It is a really, really powerful thing and a genius thing. If I was going to curse someone and keep someone in the dark and it was an enemy, that would be the perfect thing to thrust upon them, would be the spell of cognitive dissonance, where they are confronted with the truth and they cannot accept it, and they'll always believe everything everybody tells them because they cannot think for themselves. I couldn't think of a more perfect curse to thrust upon somebody that you hated. So those are my suggestions on how to delve into magic deeper, how to get better with your practice, how to get better results from the people that you hire that are practicing, is metaphorical suicide and eliminating cognitive dissonance. If you start working on those two and doing exercises on those two, not only will you strengthen your magic and start to notice all the magic happening around you, because you're not attributing it to Jesus or to Allah or whatever the hell people believe, and it's coming from you, you'll start to experiment more and you'll start to grow more. And then when you hire a spellcaster, you'll start to see that work manifest in your life from that spellcaster, and you'll start to believe in magic more, and that heightens their work as well. It adds to their work and enhances it. So those are the two recommendations that I would have. I don't have any links for you like for the shadow work. It's something purely you have to do on your own. When confronted with something that you cannot accept and it makes you, say what the fuck or whatever, immediately remember it, write it down as soon as you can, and ask yourself, why can't I accept this? And try to find out as much about it as you can and kill off the parts of cognitive dissonance that you can let go of, and then be willing to humble yourself and change your opinion. Maybe go back to the person and say, hey, Sarah, I just want to let you know that when you told me about Pizzagate yesterday, it really upset me, and I wasn't able to accept what you were saying. But when I went home and did some research for myself, I want to let you know that I can't accept everything, because there aren't facts about everything, but I'm open to a discussion about it now, because it really, it doesn't make sense. And you're right, there were emails, and you're right, this does point to this, and you're right, this does add up to this, and it looks pretty wonky. We don't know everything, but I want to apologize to you for just completely shutting you down. If there's somebody in your life that has tried to come forward to you and tell you that somebody is abusing them, or they've been raped by someone, that's bullshit, that person goes to church every Sunday, I challenge you to think about that, to challenge yourself of why you can't accept what that person is telling you, why you can't accept it. And if there's no facts, and sometimes we can't find facts, as he said, she said, I don't trust what this person is saying because they're a whore and they sleep around all the time. Just because you're a whore doesn't mean that you cannot be raped. So challenge your cognitive dissonance. If you need to apologize to someone for hurting them with your cognitive dissonance, do that as well. If you need to be apologized to for someone hurting you with their cognitive dissonance, forgive them, because they're never going to be able to see past that if they're not ready to. You can't force someone to crack their shell of cognitive dissonance, but you can heal yourself by realizing that that's what that is. It may not even have anything to do with you. It has everything to do with that person. They're not believing me, not because they think I'm trash or I'm a liar. It's because they cannot think for themselves. When they get challenged with something that challenges their belief, they shut down. It's a safety function. It's a control alt delete, instantly they stop, and it's the way that they protect themselves. They're a weak individual, the person that cannot change their opinion when confronted with hardcore cold core facts. So there's a lot of healing to be had as well. When you start to attack your own cognitive dissonance, you will start to understand people a lot better and take things less offensively. So that is it for today. Don't forget about my full moon prosperity rituals that I'm doing on the full moon of every month. This last one, the girls kicked ass. It was all women, which is fucking awesome. I love that. And they did an amazing job, and the ritual went amazing. So if you have not gone to the page and read about that, I'll put the link below. And then also I'm going to start doing some Instagram lives on Sunday with a friend of mine, Meaningful Magic, and we'll be talking about topics that are relative to magic and just the real world in general. So I'll also put a reminder down below for that as well. So stay blessed, and we'll see you soon.